A new year can be about a new beginning. The man in this next story decided a while ago to do something about his life. Then again, carving your own path is not unique to him, nor the challenges one must overcome along the way. Outside Minneapolis, Minnesota, 2,000 miles away from Houston, a man proudly wears his Astros gear.
We were good.
He's not a baseball player, though.
As you're their leader.
He's a former quarterback who's traveled a long and difficult road to get here.
I feel good about it. I'm smiling, but I feel like I'm crying at the same time, you know. I want to tear up because, you know, I know what I came through. And
his name is DC Nobles. He's not just any quarterback either. A star at the University of Houston, he was the first black quarterback in school history and one of the first in the South.
In the South. It means more to me now than it did then because I didn't realize what impact it had.
Originally from Lufkin, DC was a slim 6'2", 175 pounds.
I was strong though.
With cat-like quickness.
And I could run all day.
His running and throwing, two reasons why, in 1973, expectations were high for the Cougars, coached by Bill Yeoman.
The man under for the Cougars this year will be the premier black quarterback in the Southwest Conference, DC Nobles.
Hopefully we'll throw a little more than we did last season. I haven't really talked to Coach Yeoman. You know, we haven't visited that much about the throwing.
I'll tell you what, DC can, I think, wind up just about as good as we had.
And DC later proved it. An 11-1 record, a top 10 ranking after dismantling Tulane in the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl. Noble is how his play was described in these headlines. Unfortunately, during some away games in college, he was often called,
and they were saying kill the nigga.
Another N-word.
On the postcard, and I put it on my bulletin board next to my bed because they said we're gonna kill your nigga. My teammates cared, I know that. Those guys never saw me as a black guy, I don't think. I had a really, really enjoyable college career.
After Houston, he tried playing in Canada and the NFL.
For Shreveport, DC Nobles.
While he earned a place in the old World Football League, it flopped. Pro football at that time also had a problem with quarterbacks who looked like DC.
Like a lot of quarterbacks, you probably came along at the wrong time. Today, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, it's a different story, for real. I try to tell these guys today, I say, you know, you talk about Michael Vick and Vince Young and those guys. Man, I was doing that way back then.
While DC can now find some humor in that problem then spiraled into a bigger one. A drug problem.
That's the dark side to my life was I got addicted to cocaine and I was out there a long time in my addiction and I wanted some help and didn't know where to get it.
After his football dreams faded, it took DC years to confront the harsh reality of addiction.
I think being dejected and rejected by not able to play took me to the drugs, you know.
And that's how he ended up in Minnesota.
Somebody told me Minnesota looks out for people.
He came here for treatment.
When I came to treatment, I was already clean. I had stopped using on my own, but I wanted to know the scientific reasons why I was using.
And he's never left the state, nor the facilities. Because roughly 6 years later, DC says,
I did good at both of them and they both hired me.
He now works for one. This ex-quarterback is once again connecting from a long way away.
And I've brought 30 people from Houston.
Eventually emerging from the depths of substance abuse, DC Nobles can proudly say his Hail Mary has now been answered.
I think I'm doing what God wants me to do. And I'm happy with it, you know?
I asked DC if he wants to come back to Houston, given most of his family is here. He told me maybe he will come back someday. But, quote, I have a lot more work to do here.